Hello, welcome to my kitchen. My name's Claire. If you're new, welcome, and if you're not new, welcome back. So this is a Meals of the Week video. Basically, I show you what I've been feeding my family of 4 that is generally homemade, on a budget, and it's always gluten-free as well, but you know, if that's not your bag, ignore that. It is first thing in the morning. I'm about to go to work and I'm going to make started on dinner. This is a freezer meal that I made a few videos back. It's basically a version of red beans and rice. So there's kidney beans in it, there's some spiced sausage, celery, garlic, green bell peppers, onions, things like that. Lots of cumin, lots of seasonings, things like that. It's going in the slow cooker. Now, these beans are dried beans that I rehydrated, so they've been soaked. You do need to cook beans properly in order to make them good for you, basically. But this slow cooker, when I put it on high, reaches a rolling boil, it really does. So I'm going to cook it on low all day, then when I get home from work, we'll pop it on high and just finish things off and thicken everything. So, I pulled this out last night, I was organised, makes a change. So it's been in my freezer defrosting. I'm just going to rinse this out with a bit of water because the flavour is in there. And then I have a jar of stock, which I pressure canned myself. I think this is chicken. It looks like chicken stock. I'm not very good at labelling things. It's my downfall. So, if you've always wondered how to open one of these, because I know this isn't that common in the UK, is this bit of your tin opener. Oh, that was a satisfying pop. Oh, it smells so good. So that can go in there. I don't think I need any more than that. So I'm going to be slightly odd. I'm going to put this in a mug, heat it up and drink it because I love stuff. Bone broth, whatever you want to call it. It's the in thing, bone broth, isn't it? Right. Lid on. And I'm going to pop it on low and go to work. Right, it has been a long old day. Ooh. So let's have a look. Looking good. Ooh, it's all steamed up. It smells amazing. As you can see, it is bubbling away quite nicely there. I've got no concerns that these beans aren't thoroughly cooked, but let's just check progress, shall we? Absolutely fine. Right, the girls are already eating theirs. Ed isn't home yet, so his isn't ready yet, but there we go. This is just leftover mashed potato, put your teeth in, Claire, from the other day. Last of the never-ending broccoli we've been eating for weeks now. And there's me red beans and sausage. Lovely. Now, I was particularly proud of this one. It was my birthday and I really fancied fish and chips. Fish and chips, obviously, British staple that celiacs don't often have access to. So I made it from scratch. I did it myself. So first off, I just got some nice clean but skin-on potatoes and I got them ready for the air fryer. I do not parboil my chips before I put them in the air fryer. All I do is chop them up, add some seasonings, add some oil, chuck them in the air fryer on a high heat, about 200 degrees for 18 minutes, and that works for me. Now I'm making up my batter and I'm trying something a bit different. I've got a mix of gluten-free plain flour, some corn flour, salt, turmeric for some colour, which was an interesting addition, and baking powder. There's some pepper going in there. I think I put some salt in as well, didn't I? Give it all a bit of a mix up. The turmeric worked so well. The batter came out so pretty. This is one of our own homegrown eggs. Thank you to whichever chicken produced that one for me. I appreciate you. And this fish, I forget what type of fish it was. It was basically a white flaky fish. That was a gluten-free Peroni going in there. This is, yes, beer battered fish. I did add a little bit too much beer, so the batter was slightly runnier than I had intended. But it worked amazingly well. It really did. You can see there I'm adding more flour because I'm going, oh, I've overdone this. But never mind, it doesn't matter. You just course correct until you hit what you need. Oh my goodness, I'm going dizzy just looking at that spoon. Come on, Claire, get it together. So here's my fish out the freezer. Again, I forget what it is. My mum very kindly picked it up for me, and then it's been sat in her freezer with no label on it for a couple of weeks. And I just chucked everything in there. I was not about to do a whole production line of flour, then batter, then egg, then blah, 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 blah. Remember, this was my birthday. I had better things to be doing. That's not true. I was quite happy to spend my birthday in the kitchen cooking this, to be honest. It's my happy place. But yeah, birthday, 38 years old. It's I don't feel 38 years old. I feel 20. Anyway, this was another buy that I picked up whilst I was in the Isle of Man. Some gluten-free rice breadcrumbs. I haven't had breadcrumbs in goodness knows how long, but I thought, treat yourself. It was nearly £4 for this box, so you'd better believe it was a treat. But I was very happy with it, so I just basically got to coating everything with breadcrumbs. I did have a bit of trouble with the batter sticking to the skin side, but the fillets were too thin really for me to fight with the skin, so I just got a bit creative, drizzling extra batter over it and then continuing to add. You have to stop at some point though, otherwise you risk the whole lot just peeling off. So yeah, don't love this process really, sticky hands, but it was totally worth it, as you will see. I'm begging you to watch the plate of it at the end of this clip, because just happy things. I was really pleased with it anyway. You folks who eat normal fish and chips, I beg your pardon, tell me how you think it compares. Looks wise anyway. I'd offer you some to eat if I could. So there we go. Now I just fried this in about maybe an inch of oil. I wasn't deep frying anything. I'm not wasting oil like that in this house. And I was able to get the batter done, everything sorted and good to go and fried whilst my chips were in the air fryer. So it didn't take too long, to be honest. The yellow colour from the turmeric was absolutely glorious, but you will see in a moment when I flip these over that we did have a bit of trouble with the batter sticking to the skin side. It's not the end of the world. It tasted phenomenal. Nobody was looking at the bottom of it, and everything was just glorious. You can see around the edges it's starting to colour up really nicely, but there are some little nakey spots. Yeah, we're not looking for perfection on this channel, sorry. Look at it though. It was so good. Oh my days. Right, next we have a nice easy meal. I had a bag of these new potatoes. They were yellow sticker potatoes, obviously. Tesco's finest, reduced down to 88 pence. I can't read that from here. There's too much steam on my camera. And I discovered this Tupperware of beef stroganoff from January. Hey! So there you go. Yet more broccoli, beef stroganoff, new potatoes with butter. I would put mint on them, but the kids don't like it. In today's episode of Claire's trying to get her freezer emptied, I've pulled these two out the freezer. These normal glutinous naans came from Rogers, as did these panini rolls, I think, from a few months ago. So they've been in there a while. These are gluten-free, obviously. I'm going to do one for me for dinner this evening and one for me to reheat at work. This is my homemade wild garlic pesto, also fresh out the freezer. It's delicious. I'm going to put that on mine. And for the kids / Eds, I'm going to put this tomato pesto that I think again came from Rogers, but it was a huge jar, so I split it up and froze some. I've got some sweet corn, home pressure canned, not homegrown because Lancashire, some tuna and some cheese, and I'll bung it in the oven and go from there. Look, lazy dinner done. I will preface this by saying that my children have actually already had dinner at nursery, but this is second dinner for all. And there's a vegetable. Yay. Another day, another empty the freezer sort of dinner. I've got these Heck chorizo style sausages that were reduced to £2.45 apparently. That was pulled out of the freezer. I've got some potatoes on to make some mash, some gluten-free gravy granules. These are the carrots and broccoli from the odd box, some of them anyway. I've just steamed them in the microwave for 2 minutes to soften them up a little bit, and I'm going to pop those in the air fryer when I put the sausages in so they can get finished cooking and get nice and crispy too. Here we go. Dinner. Gravy. Slightly lumpy gravy. You can judge me, I don't mind. I realised I didn't film an outro, so this is one of the favourite features of my house. It was an internal window, now it's a feature. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy these, as I said, please do subscribe. I really appreciate you. Let me know what you have been cooking down in the comments. And just a little note about that sausage and mashed potato thing that you've just seen 30 seconds ago. You would think 2 small children, I have a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old, fingers hard apparently, it's been a long day. You'd think that would be an instant child win. Absolutely not. The kids ate everything that I cooked. But turn their noses up at the sausage and mash at the end of the week. Anyway, take care. Bye.